Imagine the scene. For years, millions of people dreamed of having a Tesla in their garage. But for many, that dream felt as distant as reaching a star. The technology was there, the design was flawless, the range was impressive. But the price? That was the real villain of the story. Now, that story has a brand new chapter. And what a chapter! Tesla decided to break all the barriers and launched the Model Q, an unbelievable $19,999. Yes, you read that right. For the first time, owning a Tesla is no longer an unreachable fantasy. It's a real possibility for many. It's like that futuristic car we used to see only in videos finally stepped down from its pedestal. And what's even more surprising is that despite this unbelievable price, the Model Q is not some watered-down or stripped-back Tesla. There's nothing cheap-looking about it. On the contrary, this model goes head-to-head with established names in the affordable EV market, like the Nissan Leaf and the Chevrolet Bolt, and it does so with the smug grin of something holding a secret weapon. It's as if Tesla is saying, if we're going to compete, let's make some noise. And oh, they did. This launch became headline news, a hot topic in WhatsApp groups, and a subject of countless YouTube videos. Everyone wants to know if it's really true or if there's a catch. What's most striking is that Tesla didn't just slash the price, it rewrote the game. Because offering a car with the full Tesla DNA at this value completely shifts the market dynamics. Competitors that once dominated this price range now find themselves face-to-face with a giant. The difference isn't just in cost, it's in the entire approach. Tesla is offering a complete package with bold design, generous range, cutting-edge technology, and that signature wow factor that the brand has kept alive over the years. It becomes nearly impossible to ignore. Anyone who's ever driven a Tesla knows the experience goes far beyond just hitting the accelerator. There's something almost emotional about it, a sense of being one step ahead of time. And the Model Q delivers that feeling in a more democratic way. The impression is that now, more people can access that experience without having to sell a kidney. And let's be honest, that's a massive leap forward, especially at a time when budgets are tighter and priorities are shifting fast. Tesla's message is clear: make electric mobility a reality for everyone. It's no longer just about status, it's about access. It's about allowing families, young adults, retirees, and even small business owners to own a high-quality electric vehicle that doesn't cost the price of an apartment. It's a turning point. And when we think about the global impact this could have, the picture becomes even more exciting. Tesla didn't just release another model. It issued a challenge to the entire market. And that challenge came with a smirk. Because let's face it, no one expected Tesla to hit the entry-level segment this hard. All bets were on premium models, high-tech releases, almost autonomous vehicles. Then, out of nowhere, the Model Q shows up with this bold proposal. And it's not just the price that impresses, it's the timing. At a moment when people are rethinking consumption, prioritizing sustainability, and seeking more accessible solutions, Tesla delivered exactly what the public wanted, maybe even before they realized it themselves. With such an aggressive price, a lot of people must have wondered, where's the catch? How did Tesla pull this off without sacrificing quality, safety, or brand identity? The answer lies in engineering. More specifically, in the bold move to reinvent how a car is built. The secret begins with the material chosen for the Model Q skeleton, a type of steel so advanced it sounds like science fiction. But it's not fiction. It's Tesla's proprietary Superlight Mega Steel, a name that already promises strength with lightness. This steel is exclusive to Tesla, developed specifically to meet the demands of a modern vehicle without weighing down performance. And the difference is striking. It's 40% stronger than the conventional steel used in other cars within the same segment. At the same time, it's 30% lighter. Here's the genius. The lighter the car, the more efficient it becomes. And the stronger the material, the safer it is. In other words, Tesla found a sweet spot between strength and lightness, something competitors are still trying to figure out. But it's not just impressive on paper. In practice, the use of this steel creates a chassis that delivers structural rigidity without sacrificing comfort. The car stays solid even on uneven terrain, without that excessive vibration you often feel in cheaper vehicles. And you know that annoying rattling sound like the car is made of tin? Forget about it. The Mega Steel gives the Model Q a sense of solidity that inspires confidence. It genuinely feels like you're driving a car that costs far more than it actually does. This material also played a key role in solving one of the biggest dilemmas for electric cars: battery weight. After all, the heavier the car's structure, the more energy the battery consumes. And the more battery you add, the heavier it becomes. It's a vicious cycle. But by making the chassis lighter, Tesla broke that cycle. The result is a more efficient car, with less consumption and better overall performance. And all of that without sacrificing safety, which remains one of the brand's main pillars. Speaking of safety, the Mega Steel was also designed to protect. In the event of a collision, the material's strength reduces structural deformation and increases the chances of occupant survival. It's no exaggeration to say this steel can save lives. And that makes all the difference for those looking for a family car or simply value the most advanced vehicle protection available. What's even more impressive is that all of this is packed into an entry-level car, something unthinkable just a few years ago. With a chassis that's both light and strong as its foundation, Tesla was able to confidently take the next step, creating a car that also amazes when it comes to range. And here, the Model Q puts on a real show. On a full charge, it can travel around 360 miles, nearly 580 kilometers. This puts the model far ahead of direct competitors in the same price segment. It's the kind of number that makes you look twice to see if you read it right. Because honestly, for a car under $20,000, this kind of performance seems out of this world. What's most interesting is that this range isn't just a marketing gimmick. It's backed by the vehicle's engineering. The lightweight structure, combined with an ultra-efficient battery management system, allows the Model Q to go further with less energy. And it makes perfect sense. Less weight means less effort. Less effort means more savings. More savings means greater range. It's a chain reaction that completely transforms the driving experience, especially for people who live in areas where charging stations are still not common. This extended range also brings a kind of freedom that few EVs in this price bracket can offer. With the Model Q, you can plan longer trips without the constant fear of being stranded. That changes everything. A lot of people are still skeptical about EVs due to the infamous range anxiety. But when you see an affordable car that offers nearly 600 kilometers per charge, that fear starts to disappear. And this is where Tesla begins to truly win over a new audience. What's curious is that even with such high range, the Model Q doesn't require gigantic batteries. That's because the car was designed as an integrated system where every part contributes to the whole. From the aerodynamic design to the low rolling resistance tires, everything was calculated to extract the most from every bit of energy. It's almost as if each component knows exactly what to do to save battery. And the result isn't just technical. It's felt in real life, in everyday use. Compared to the competition, the Model Q truly stands out. The Nissan Leaf, for example, offers about 340 kilometers of range, while the Chevrolet Bolt gets close to 415 kilometers. Both are more expensive and still offer less range. Tesla flipped the script with the Model Q. And the difference isn't just in the numbers, but in the driver's experience. Because when you drive a car that needs fewer charges, you immediately feel the relief of not having to stress over every mile. That peace of mind is a big deal when it comes to choosing your next car. With so much range and efficiency, it will be natural to assume the Model Q had to sacrifice some safety features, right? After all, it's common in the budget EV market to see models that cut corners on protection just to keep costs low. But Tesla went the opposite way. In fact, they treated safety as one of the core pillars of the project. And they didn't hold back. The company poured everything it knows about occupant protection into this model, making the Model Q a true shield on wheels, even as an entry-level car. To start, the vehicle's structural design includes strategically placed crumple zones in the front and rear. These areas act like shock absorbers in the event of a crash, soaking up the impact and preventing the force from hitting the cabin directly. This is crucial, especially in high-speed collisions, where every centimeter of absorption can be the difference between a scare and a tragedy. And this isn't just theoretical. Crash tests show that the Model Q far exceeds the minimum safety standards. In addition, Tesla included high-strength steel beams along the sides, reinforcing the doors against side impacts like the dreaded T-bone, the type of crash that hits the vehicle directly in the middle. In those situations, side reinforcement is vital for maintaining cabin integrity. And the Model Q performs impressively in this area, with a structure that remains solid even under intense pressure. That kind of peace of mind is priceless, especially for families, parents with kids, or anyone who frequently drives with passengers. Another interesting point is that the car was designed to protect all types of occupants, from the youngest to the oldest. The seats offer solid protection against whiplash, that sudden neck-snapping movement common in rear-end collisions. And the airbag system covers all critical areas, including side curtains. This shows an attention to detail, a human-centered approach to the people inside. It's not just about passing crash tests. It's about genuinely protecting those who ride in it. The active safety system is also impressive. It includes automatic emergency braking, forward collision warning, lane keeping assistance, and blind spot monitoring. All of this works in the background, all the time, like the car is always watching out for you. And this kind of technology is rarely found in cars at this price point. But in the Model Q, it's there. And it works well, without the glitches you often see in generic systems from less experienced brands. And if the Model Q structure already impresses, just wait until you see what Tesla did with the lighting system. At first glance, it might seem like a simple detail, right? But in truth, this car's headlights are a masterclass in everyday technology. Tesla developed what's called Alumina Smart LEDs, a system that adjusts in real time to road conditions, surroundings, and even the car's speed. That means the headlights don't just light the way, they think. And that thinking makes all the difference in the driver's experience, especially at night. You know those times when you're on a dark road and it feels like the headlights just don't reach far enough? With the Model Q, that changes completely. The smart LEDs automatically extend the beam range on open roads or at higher speeds, offering significantly better visibility. In urban areas or heavy traffic, they reduce brightness and shift the angle to avoid blinding other drivers. And all of this happens without the driver touching a thing. It's like the car is constantly reading its surroundings to ensure a safer journey. Another scenario where this system shines, quite literally, is in rain, fog, or mist. In those conditions, traditional headlights tend to reflect off water droplets and create that blinding mirror effect that makes things worse. The Model Q's headlights, on the other hand, are capable of softening and diffusing the light, preventing that annoying reflection. This keeps the field of vision clear and helps the driver better see the road edges, obstacles, or even pedestrians that would be nearly invisible with ordinary lights. As if all that weren't enough, the Model Q also comes equipped with animated turn signals integrated into the rear taillights. Sounds like a styling touch, right? But it's way more than that. These signals aren't static like in traditional cars. They light up in a flowing sequence, dramatically improving visibility. Tests have shown that this type of signaling increases a driver's intent recognition by up to 80%, especially in low visibility conditions or heavy traffic. This feature becomes especially useful at busy intersections, when leaving parking spaces or on highways. That extra fraction of a second when another driver clearly sees your intention to turn can prevent accidents. And the more visible you are, the less likely someone is to make a poor decision around you. It's the kind of innovation that seems small, but in the real world, it saves lives. And there's no denying it. Tesla once again nailed it by applying technology where it truly matters. And when Tesla designed the details of the Model Q, it didn't stop at the headlights. Even the car's color options were chosen with care, almost as if each one tells its own story. It might seem like just an aesthetic choice at first, but the truth is that the colors offered in this model go far beyond looks. They were thoughtfully selected to appeal to different customer profiles, respecting tastes, lifestyles, and even emotional connections. It's that final touch that transforms a car into something personal, something that feels truly yours. The first option is Midnight Black, classic and understated, a tone that conveys trust and elegance effortlessly. It hides dirt, masks light scratches, and requires less visual upkeep than lighter colors. It gives off a mature, refined vibe that tends to attract drivers who've owned many cars and discovered that black is always a safe choice. It's no coincidence that it's one of the most popular colors among men over 50, a group that values practicality without sacrificing style. On the other end, there's Pearl White, offering the opposite visual effect: lightness, freshness, and shine. This color gives the Model Q a cleaner, more modern appearance, and it's excellent for visibility in low-light conditions. It always looks like it just left the showroom. It's ideal for drivers who want a sophisticated look without the hassle. And on hot days, white reflects heat better than black, another practical bonus. For those who want something bolder, Tesla offers Tesla Red, vibrant, eye-catching, and full of personality. Not everyone dares to pick a red car, but those who do usually want to stand out. This color is linked to passion, freedom, and that "I've arrived" feeling without saying a word. What's funny is that many older drivers, after years behind the wheel of gray, silver, or black cars, choose red as a way to reinvent themselves. And let's be honest, the Model Q in this color turns heads wherever it goes. But if tradition is more your thing, Tesla thought of that too, and introduced Heritage Green. This darker shade brings to mind those classic American cars from the 50s and 60s, stirring up a certain nostalgia. It's a tribute to a time when cars were symbols of pride and status. At the same time, green conveys stability and a connection to nature, a choice that appeals to people who value history, memories, and understated elegance. It's a nod to the past with all the tech of the future. Finally, there's Steel Blue, a color that perfectly balances sophistication and calm. This tone conveys an image of trust, professionalism, and serenity. It's the kind of color that appeals to both younger drivers and those who prefer a more discreet yet modern aesthetic. And it's not just about looks. Blue is also strongly associated with safety and stability, two qualities that fit the Model Q's entire philosophy. It's like the car is saying, "You can trust me. I'm here to take you far and do it with peace of mind." After getting to know all the available colors, the Model Q already looked like a complete package. But then comes the question everyone's thinking. What about performance? After all, there's no point in having a beautiful, well-built car packed with features if it can't deliver power and agility when it matters. And this is where Tesla proves it didn't cut corners in the areas that count. The Model Q may be an affordable car, but once you press the accelerator, it responds like a purebred of the new electric generation. Let's start with the rear-wheel drive version, which comes with a single motor. It goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.8 seconds, which is more than enough for smooth driving on city streets or highways. For an entry-level car, that's a solid performance. But things get even more exciting with the all-wheel drive version, the well-known AWD. In this case, the Model Q does 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.5 seconds. That puts it on par with much more expensive vehicles, including some sporty models. And it's not just about fast acceleration. The Model Q impresses with its handling and throttle response. The instant torque, typical of electric cars, gives that immediate agility, like the car knows what the driver is about to do. In corners, the car stays steady without excessive body roll, giving a sense of control usually reserved for higher-end vehicles. It's fun to drive, smooth for daily use, and still sharp enough for those who enjoy a more spirited ride. Top speed is another area that stands out. 118 miles per hour, about 190 kilometers per hour in the RWD version, and 135 miles per hour, about 217 kilometers per hour in the AWD. Of course, in real life, most people won't hit those limits, but knowing the car has that kind of power gives you extra confidence, especially during overtakes or emergency situations. And the best part? All of this comes with zero engine noise, no gear shifts, and none of the vibration you get from combustion engines. It's a cleaner, smoother, and honestly, way more enjoyable drive. This entire performance becomes even more impressive when you remember we're talking about a car that costs under $20,000. The Model Q delivers acceleration that rivals vehicles 3 times more expensive. And it's not just brute force without finesse. Tesla tuned every component to provide a balanced driving experience where power and comfort walk hand in hand. Whether you're stuck in city traffic or cruising down an open highway, the Model Q adapts easily and delivers what it promises, and sometimes even more.